Hello, today we are going to be talking about why Princess 9 is an underrated sports anime masterpiece. My name is Windstorm Studios, and my goal is to make tons of anime-related review videos entirely filled with my opinion that nobody asked for. To get back on track, Princess 9 is an anime that instantly grabbed my attention, with its unique and cool take on the sports genre, this time doubling as a shoujo. Now let's be real, I watched it because Hilary Hagg's in it.
You know you want it. Come and get it.
Princess 9 is a relatively obscure hidden gem that modern sports anime fans completely sleep on. This anime features 9 determined girls at Kisaragi Girls Academy, and they decide to defy societal rules and form their own hardball baseball team. However, they're not going to play softball. No, they want to play baseball. They aim to compete directly against the boys' teams to qualify for the legendary Koshien Stadium National Tournament. This whole anime is full of girl power themes, and I'm all for it. Like, literally, it's about girls being just as good as boys. Not to mention, if you love underdog stories mixed with a little bit of slice of life charm, this is an absolute must-watch. Oh, and the total soap opera romance drama, we'll get into that. Personally, what I loved about this show was the character arcs and the episodic format. After setting up our main girl, Yo, as the baddest pitcher in town, the plot doesn't rush into high-octane sports action. Rather, it gives each character an episode dedicated just to them, to spotlight each specific girl, their strengths, weaknesses, and personalities, which I absolutely adored. Each character was unique and instantly likable. I won't list everybody, but I'll tell you my favorites. Nene Mori. Yes! God! Nene was one of my absolute favorite characters. She was incredibly adorable, ridiculously airheaded, and just was an absolute hilarious character to add to the team.
Darn! Out of bounds! Sumi is wonderful, but this new girl is good too!
Technically, she's just the team manager, but she was absolutely hilarious and added so much to the dynamic between all the characters. Her pure, lighthearted vibes just... Hikaru Yoshimoto. She was my other absolute favorite character in the show, as well as being the other character I thought was the funniest comedic-wise. She brought this raw, unfiltered, relatable energy to the story, and oh man, she just ended up having one of the cutest arcs. She ended up growing alongside the rest of the team, and I was honestly worried that she wasn't gonna get any screen time because, well, you know, side characters sometimes. But thankfully, the writers knew just where to put her. Yuki Azuma. Now, Yuki was absolutely adorable as well, and her parallel growth alongside Hikaru was one of the highlights of the show for me. She was the space case of the team, and it was absolutely adorable watching her navigate the social politics of the group. She also had this adorable trait of carrying around a little doll that she named Fifi, and she claimed it was an alien. It was, oh my gosh, so cute. I'm not gonna spoil, but her character arc evolves into one of the most emotionally resonant part of the show for me, personally. As well as just being one of my absolute favorite plot points. Like, I'm not gonna spoil, again, but literally, the second she showed up, I, like, headcanoned what was gonna happen to her, and I was like, no way this show is gonna do this. And then it happened, and I was just like dying. I was like, oh my god, they did not just use what I imagined. Anyway, yeah, amazing. I don't know, like, I can literally 99% of the time tell where a story is going, even if it's bonkers. It's wild. Like, I literally guessed Rey was Palpatine's daughter when the first movie came out, or I mean granddaughter, whatever. Yeah, which by the way was really dumb. I wish I didn't guess that now. Ryo Hayakawa. Speaking of, am I going to be able to talk about any of the girls in this show without saying the word adorable? Well, no need to break tradition. Anyway, Ryo Hayakawa is like such an adorable, like, little fierce girl that just like is totally cool and like takes out like every boy with her amazing pitching skills. It's really, really fun to watch. And her development into who she is at the end of the show is really inspiring as well. Shout out to ADV Films for the English dubcast. Like, I love ADV. Like, I legit watch shows specifically dubbed by them because it's them. Everyone always dunks on the dubs, but hey, I like what I like. Speaking of, Jennifer K. Earhart as Nene, which she did an adorably high-pitched and absolutely loopy sounding voice for, like, knocked it out of the park.
That was fantastic! They're both so wonderful!
There was Cynthia Martinez as Hikaru, who always absolutely knocks out of the park, like, voice cracks on command and, like, absolutely nails high-energy squeaky characters. Love her. Margot Klein as Yuki, who did an amazing job. I need to move on and not talk about this all day, but Kelly Cousins showed off a versatile range as Sarah, and Tiffany Grant, one of my favorite voice actresses, played Yoko. And finally, Hilary Hagg as Yo. Yeah, enough said. She was the reason I watched the show. Anyway, I sincerely advocate for you to watch the dub, just so that you have the same experience, because they perfectly captured the quirky and, most important, heartfelt nature of the characters, which ADV always excelled at. Speaking of my favorite quote from this show, oh my gosh, okay, it would be better just to show you. But like I said before, it isn't an all-serious sports drama. The humor is just top tier as well.
Oh, I'm getting so hot. Oh dear, look at this. I'm getting a heat rush between my breasts. Oh, you weren't peeking, were you? You naughty boy.
Yeah, context makes that scene even funnier. So, but yeah, to tie that into a writing point, all these raw, unpolished character moments make them feel like real characters. And that was one of the main parts of the show that was very well written, in my opinion. Another great thing about this show was that you can not just tell all the girls apart from their attitudes and personalities, but every single character design was on point. They all were distinct and were honestly pretty iconic. Nene looks like an airhead, Yo looks like a fierce tomboy ready to strike out anybody who steps up to bat. Every single girl on the field looks completely unique, making the large team very easy to track visually. The overall art style is remarkably charming and cute. They even draw all the characters' eye shapes differently, which I don't see in a lot of anime. However, as an artist myself, greatly appreciate it. To be honest, the animation isn't top tier. However, the directing style, key frames, and consistent art style more than make up for it. That being said, it is completely better than One Frame Man or Blue Lock second season. as it completely does its job to convey the intensity of the baseball games. On a slightly more positive note, and a musical one. No one? Okay. The musical score is amazing. It uses high orchestral tracks to elevate the ordinary high school sports matches into grand cinematic battles. Just take a listen to the main theme song, for goodness sake. The last few things I wanted to mention was that Princess 9 is packed full of romantic tension, making it an absolute paradise for fans who love shipping. The dynamic that their coach and Sarah Morimura is absolutely adorable yet hilarious. And I could not get over how adorable Seishiro's romance eventually turns out to be. I cannot tell you who he ends up with. I'm sorry, because this is no spoilers, but I will say that it is an absolutely adorable romance arc. Getting down to it, my least favorite part of the video, what I didn't like, and my least favorite character. So, to critique, my only real problem is in the final arc of the series. I kind of felt that the writers forced a very heavy dramatic love triangle right at the end of the show, which derailed the natural sports momentum, especially in favor of very forced dramatic sexual tension. If you've ever watched Captain America: The First Avenger, you'd know what I was talking about. And kind of by default, actually, my least favorite character ended up being Izumi. Now, I know what you're gonna say, that it sounds like a cop-out. However, I didn't actually dislike almost any other character in the entire cast, making her stand out as the sole frustration. However, despite that little bit of rain cloud in an otherwise sunny sky, the series delivers. It had an absolutely amazing storyline that had me riveted to my seat, rooting for all my favorite characters, a masterful soundtrack, and an empowering 90s aesthetic to bring it all together. My final rating for this charming show would have to be 8.5 stars out of 10. The content warning I can think of probably only gets to the level that I already showed a clip of. Hikaru, oh my god. Yeah, I think there was like, I don't know, maybe an underwear scene or something. If you end up watching the show, please comment down below who is your favorite character from Princess 9. Did you love the airheaded Dene as much as I did? And do you agree that Izumi was a bit much? If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop any anime recommendations you may have in the comments for me. See ya in my next anime review. When a tornado destroys your house or something and you know, think of me.